What is up, guys? Welcome on back to TK's Garage. And a situation that I thought really couldn't get any worse. Now that we've had an opportunity to go over the documents and other stuff that was going on at David Stanley, they might be in some trouble. Roll the intro. Before we get into the video today, you guys already know what time it is, man. Today's video is being brought to you by Morgan & Morgan, attorneys at law. If you're looking for a personal injury attorney, size matters. You can get started from your smartphone in 8 clicks or less by going to forthepeople.com/TK's Garage. Again, it's forthepeople.com/TK's Garage. And I appreciate them for allowing me to do what I do. All right, guys, so this is interesting. Let's talk about this. So going over some of the documents, I talked about a customer that bought a Demon 170 from David Stanley in Midwest City, also known as Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. So we go looking at this, we getting into the paperwork, I'm looking at the documents, and it looks like David Stanley lied on the MSRP documents and the price protection forms to Dodge. Now, one thing I know for sure, and two things I know for certain, is dealers don't want to do that. Now, has it happened? It has. There's another video that'll you guys will probably see tomorrow that deals with Tobin here in Las Vegas, where employees have been straw buying or, straw ordered Demon 170s, and window stickers are missing and all kinds of stuff. Well, evidently the same situation was happening at David Stanley in Midwest City. Now, what's crazy about this entire situation is they do this stuff with Dodge, right? They basically lie and say, no, we're selling the car at MSRP. And so in order for them to get the 170, for them to get it quicker, right? Instead of them taking forever because they were marking it up or doing whatever over MSRP, they made them sign an affidavit. And that affidavit by the dealership and the customer says that the car was sold at MSRP. And those documents and the price protection forms definitely don't match up with how much was paid for this vehicle. Now, do I think the prosecutor in Oklahoma City is going to go after David Stanley as a dealership for perjury? Maybe not. But do I think the local news is going to cover this story when they see that? I mean, when you look at it this way, if David Stanley is lying and perjuring themselves on documents to Dodge, how many other documents have gone bad? I'll give you another example. I sold a Z71 to them a couple years ago. A truck. The customer that bought that truck got into an accident that caused fatalities in the truck after he bought it from the dealership. They had sold the truck, not done the title paperwork. The vehicle was still titled to me at the time of the accident, even though that they already had title and everything else. And I didn't find out about it until an attorney had contacted me. I had to go down to David Stanley to not the dealership, but some other business office, which was down the street in some weird looking shit, to get a document that showed I didn't have the vehicle. And they literally backdated that form in my face and then had they have a notary in-house notarize it. So do I know that David Stanley can do crazy stuff like that with documents or susceptible to lie on documents? Yep, facts. What's crazy is, I'm also not stupid. When this was going on, I protected myself in that situation, and I wore my these glasses were new at the time. Like Snapchat had these glasses that recorded. So I recorded that interaction with their office to protect myself because somebody had just bought my truck and then killed somebody in it after David Stanley sold it to somebody else. Yeah. So, I have never used that. I haven't really talked about that video, but you can also, and I also haven't published it, but it might be something to show character with David Stanley to be able to show, like, if they're willing to lie with a notary that documents were signed before when it was actually later, and I even say on the video, like, so you're going to sign and say that you transferred this title 3 weeks ago, so it's a day before the accident. And they were like, yes. And then they had the notary come in and stamp it like we had signed it back then when it actually didn't happen. That's a problem. That's a big problem. So it wouldn't surprise me if they're doing this with Demon 170 documents. Do you get what I'm saying? So looking at these documents from this deal that I have right now, I reached out to the representative at Stellantis that I've been going back and forth with. And even they say this is a problem. So I don't know what David Stanley wants to do to make the situation right, but looking at the documents that are executable by perjury in the state of Oklahoma, at what they say the vehicle was purchased for and what the actual purchase price is, there's a difference there of about $75,000. Now, the other question I have there is, if you're signing documents with Dodge and you're basically committing fraud, you're forging documents to show that you sold a vehicle at MSRP. Did you even report the taxes on the $75K? Because now I'm wondering if you're willing to lie on documents to say that the vehicle was sold at X amount, but you really sold it at another amount. Did you even report that you made that $75,000, or did you pocket it? That's what I'm wondering. I'm wondering if you're actually also not paying taxes on these funds. Inquiring minds want to know. Now, David Stanley can make the situation right. I mean, if they're saying that the customer paid MSRP, cool. You could refund the customer the $75,000 off that Demon with the damaged spoiler. And at that point, you sold the car at MSRP. But you can't have it both ways. You either committed perjury, which is a crime, or you didn't. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. What I can see right now, look, David Stanley looks like they could be in some serious trouble. Not just with Dodge. Now, I took these documents, and because Dodge did put these out, and you could be susceptible to perjury, I did go ahead and reach out to the local district attorney's office there. I know someone's going to say I'm petty for doing that, but I did it just to find out, is this susceptible to perjury if they're saying they did this and they're lying to a different company on an affidavit? Is that punishable? Is that something that your office prosecutes, or how does that work? So I don't know. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. And stay tuned. I'm sure we'll have more updates and more information on this story because it just got really interesting.